Hello guys, welcome to Open Techno. November is starting, and so is that time of year for shopping, getting ready for Christmas, and updating some things with special offers. And that's because we have China's 11.11, we have Black Friday at the end of the month, or we have Cyber Monday, those dates when. If we have certain tech items in mind that we want to buy, but we're not in a hurry, we can get them a bit cheaper. So we're going to make a series of videos, and we're going to start with something essential for all of us who work remotely outside the home often, who need to take it to a friend's house, a hotel, or simply, for example, on a train. Well, we need to have a dual monitor, but why would you need a second monitor? Well, hey, if you're programmers and you go out, you probably need to have instructions or a guide on one screen and the code on the other. If you're photographers or video editors, you probably need the timeline on one screen and the final image in large on the other. Hey, if you just need to have meetings, if you work in human resources or anything like that, you probably need to have notes on one screen or be taking notes yourself, and on the other screen have a call visible all the time. Anyway, there are 1,000 uses for it, and why am I telling you this? Because today I'm going to show you here on the channel the ARZOPA Z1RC, an external monitor that doesn't need any kind of power supply. It's a 16-inch in-plane switching monitor. It has a 2.5K resolution and features 2560 by 1600 pixels. A resolution that's between 2K and 4K, more than enough for this 16-inch screen. This external monitor is going to be super versatile. Why? Because it doesn't need any power supply or any kind of stand. I'm going to explain a bit more in depth. The design we have is quite modern, and the screen has very thin bezels. On the back, we have a stand that's a hinge, which can be deployed at any time and retracted to make it completely slim. We can carry it in the backpack with the laptop. And then we have a side with several buttons. A power button, a combo button that will let us increase or decrease the volume and brightness, and then a menu. And we're going to have 3 connections, a mini HDMI and 2 USB-C ports. The USB-C ports, if we connect them, for example, to a MacBook, as you can see, we'll already get power from the MacBook, so we don't need any additional cables. However, if we want to use it, for example, with a PlayStation, we're going to need to add an extra cable for power through USB. We also have a 1-watt speaker that sounds better than most laptops. For example, it doesn't really compete with a computer like the Apple MacBook Pro. And what can I say? In terms of practicality, we have good viewing angles, and honestly, no matter how we position the monitor, we're going to see it well. We have 60 Hz good smoothness, the market standard, and we're going to have 500 nits of brightness that it will offer us. There's even a little extra for high dynamic range, but if you're in closed environments, is it going to be more than enough? The brightness is currently at 50%, which is already higher than what I normally use on my MacBook Pro or the monitor behind me. By the way, a quick note, the monitor is going to have an aspect ratio of 16:10, which means it's a little more square than usual. You don't need to worry about this, that's just how it is. Some things will look better, while others, like certain YouTube videos, may have black bars. Lastly, the colors are really good. We have an sRGB color gamut, which is also the standard. The MacBook Pro, for example, has P3 peripheral component interconnect. It's a little better for those professional users, but for everyday life, it's more than enough. sRGB. Come on, it's the market standard. It's not bad at all. And hey, it's a monitor that's compatible with absolutely everything. I told you it's compatible with a computer because that's how I use it, for example. But what if you want to use it with a PlayStation? You can also take it to a hotel or anywhere outside your home. Even more, you can connect it to an iPad or a phone, for example, one of those Samsung phones that let you have an external desktop. This monitor is excellent and comes fully equipped, as I mentioned. It doesn't need a separate power supply or stand since both are built in. But also, the box comes with 3 cables, a USB-C to USB-C and a USB-A to USB-C. If we need to power this monitor, it includes an HDMI to mini HDMI cable for its connection. But I'm gonna stop talking about technical features and tell you a bit more from my point of view. What did I think of this monitor? I'm very picky about monitors. I like it to have good resolution, good brightness, really good colors, and above all, that it doesn't distort the image at all. ARZOPA really surprised me. I'll share the price later, but honestly, I can't find any flaws. The brightness and resolution are both excellent. But the thing is, something that usually happens with these monitors is that on the outer edges you get some tints or some shadowing. That's not the case with this one. We have exactly the same color, just as good in the center of the screen as on the outermost part. That's why I was surprised that the build quality of this ARZOPA is really incredible. It uses very good materials and it's super recommendable. For all of you who want a good product, one that will last and give you really good results. This monitor isn't for casual use, this monitor is for regular use. But hey, how much does it cost? Because in the end, that's the most important thing. If I tell you now that it costs a fortune, then obviously it would make sense that I told you this monitor is really good, but actually it doesn't cost that much. It costs 130 something euros, 138 right now, but you'll probably find it on sale this month. 130 euros, which I think is a really affordable price. Very good for having these features, being portable, and allowing us to take it anywhere. So, I'm telling you, this ARZOPA is totally recommended, trust me. They have a lot of monitors if you want to look for another one, whether it's better or worse. You have their website with other models, but this ARZOPA Z1RC works really well, and I recommend it without any doubt. Even so, we'll leave the website in the description where you can find more information about this monitor and also others from the brand. That being said, we'll leave the purchase link to the cheapest option we find, and now I just have to ask you if you're really interested in this type of monitor. If you usually work outside, if you often need a second portable monitor to take with your electronic devices, so that's it. If you liked it, leave a like, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.